and I work with a lot of young. The kids that I work with, they're real young, right? So, you know, when I organize young people, so, you know, you have to sort of prove yourself to them. And so then, you know, the first question that always comes into their head is, why do you talk to people? You know? And it's always really the first question. It's a real honest question. It's a question that, I really want to answer. Can you, I'm sorry. I'm trying to speak up. I'm real soft spoken. Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Okay.
Go ahead, Joe.
Can you turn it up? Oh, better. The reason why, and we were talking about all these systems, my mom had to drive me 45 minutes out to the east side suburbs every day to go to school when I was little. Because she didn't trust, 10, 15, or 20 years ago, now, the Cleveland public school system. And right now, my nieces and nephews are in the school system, and I don't trust them. And I say that to say that a lot of the issues that we're talking about, when we're talking about the mayor, we're talking about the city council, these issues are issues where they are programmatically trying to, I don't have any other way to say it, but keep us down, you know. The fact that my mother had to drive me 45 minutes out to school, which is a felony, mind you, and the statute of limitations is passed, which is why I'm saying in front of us. But it's a felony, and you can get up to 10 years in prison and a $30,000 fine for doing that in the state of Ohio. And so you ask yourself, how does a mother feel like she has to face 10 years in prison or a $30,000 fine in order to get her kid an education? And then you start to understand just how important it is, and how important it is that we get it right here in Cleveland. And so as we've gone through this process, and I was talking with Mr. Nelson about everything that we're going into, I know we're going to go into breakouts later, right? And I want us to think about just how important it is how important education is, that someone risks 10 years in prison to get their kid there, right? And what you might risk to get your kids what they need. That's a big question, because we can talk about what it is we want all day long, but I think what Brother Hart said, there's going to be loss included in that, right? Loss in time, sometimes loss in faith. And the truth is that we can only get through it together. And that's a very real thing. And as we go through all these technical things, and we're talking about, you know, the consent decree and all this stuff that we've been hearing all the time, I want you to kind of step back and ask yourself some real simple questions. You know what I mean? Like, when you see those blue and red lights, do you feel safe? Do you feel threatened? And what kind of life is that to live? Right? I was talking to Sister Freeman earlier, and also think about, you know, we can start right now doing exactly what we need to do for ourselves and our children, and we don't need permission from anybody to do that.
That's right. That's right.
They have, I don't know what other way to say it, but just like massacred the city. There's boarded up houses all over the place. You know, land just, you know, just sitting there. Houses that, you know, can be filled with people, and none of that's happening because they're giving it to the fat cats that don't care anything about black people or black lives, and for that matter, poor people's lives in general.
There you go.
And that's something that we need to be really thinking about. So when I'm up here, my biggest goal is not for you to be necessarily inspired by me, but think about what we can do for each other, what you can do for yourself, and what we can do for our children, because we can think creatively about this stuff. I was talking with Sister Freeman, and she said they got all these empty houses. Sounds like great places for alternative schools. You know, we'll take them and we'll educate them, because if the school system isn't doing it, then someone's got to do it. And we've got to start to take responsibility for that and transform the government at the same time. And I think once we get that right, we'll be in a better place here in Cleveland. And so if I leave you with anything else, beyond my story, beyond some of the technical things, just know what you can do for yourself and what we can do for each other. Right. And like Brother McCoy said, that's what's going to get us through.
That's right.
Take that.
Would you consider running for mayor?
Would you consider running for mayor?
Nope.